Girls, do you ever wonder why you're so lonely? Yeah, girls, you either love him or hate him. Nowadays, men are too afraid to even go up to women. When he was coming in my parents' day, in my personal opinion, it was social media that had the biggest impact on that downfall. Like in my parents' day, talking to women was just a daily occurrence. Like back in the days, but with like the afro and the jiggy afro thing. You know what I'm saying, respectfully. Boom. Men will see the girl they like and they'll automatically assume they're taking and pass up the chance to maybe be the one that got them. I found that the main issue is the fear of rejection and the anxiety built upon the over-sexualization of the internet, as well as the overall lack of confidence men exude in our current times. For example, in my current situation, I lacked a lot of confidence in my youth, and it costed me a lot of failures with other women. Type shit. I would be the type of nigga or guys to send paragraph instead of simple sentences, as well as well as the quote unquote lover boy and white poems. I haven't once bought flowers and brought them to school just to be publicly rejected, and she still ate the chocolate. I went home crying. All right. Yeah. Now that you understand my situation, you can feel a bit better. Okay. Now that you can understand a bit my situation, you can feel a bit better. About yourself. FYI, I'm also fat, but I'm working on it. We've all dealt with cards at birth that we can't control. It can either be height, be your face, be your body composition, or disease at birth. Basically, a debuff to your stats. There is one thing though that can buff your overalls, and that is confidence in yourself. You may have heard this before, but let me tell you again. Confidence is the root and cause of success in basically any field. Don't mistake it for being cocky, because that's a different field. You don't want to get there. Cocky is overestimating yourself and your abilities as a person, as in you talk a big game for a small game. Whilst confidence is looking for validation as a person and knowing yourself and your values without the validation of others, aka dick riders. Shout out Watch the Party Die by Kenshin Omar. Alright, but back onto topic. You just gotta be yourself, my nigga. Maybe relax on some levels, because whenever you meet a girl, they are still strangers. You can be yourself, but you can't be yourself like you are with your best friend, respectfully. Think of it as how you met your best friend, exactly. You simply said hi or straight up, or you straight up hated each other, But by still the fact of walking up and interacting, you found similarities between the both of you. Now, instead of your best friend, it's a girl, and mind you, it's still a person. A girl isn't a perfect being. A girl isn't a goddess. They are not creatures, man. They get relaxed, touch some grass. They're just people with the same bills to pay, life to live, and problems to solve. Sure, at first, you'll be scared as in anything you do for the first time, but failure is the best friend of success. And as you fail a level, eventually you win. Shout out Elden Ring. Now I'll be showing you guys some footage. Not footage, more like voice audios of what I've asked people about how to talk to women.
Gotta be direct, Just tell them they look good. Tell them they look pretty.
You approach them in a nicely manner.
Nicely manner.
Nicely.
Okay.
Nicely. Yeah, be direct with your approach. Tell them you find them attractive.
Establish contact in a very casual way without being too pushy. And then he kept trying. He kept asking if I wanted to go do stuff, and I was a bit evasive because I play hard to get. Eventually he asked me out to a gardening event, and that piqued my interest, so I said yes.
Either you be super bold and you have confidence, or if you don't have that, it'll be just awkward. But
So let's say you're at a bar and you see her and she's drinking alcohol by herself.
by herself, you could come and see the vibe. You go, you ask a question, and if the person is receptive, you continue talking, and it'll happen by itself. Because if the person is interested, they'll do the effort to talk to you.
I'd say it depends. Well, it also depends on how good the person looks.
The looks,
but I'd say in a respectful way. If someone comes up to you and is like, "Oh, I think
you're pretty.
You look really nice. You're whatever," and then they ask "Do you have a boyfriend?" Then if I feel uncomfortable, I can just say yeah, and then they can just leave.
What do you think about somebody approaching you and say, "Oh, I like the way you dress, bro. You got a fit on," and then they're trying to chat from there?
That's nice.
That's
Yeah,
a good one.
Yeah, I
Huh?
like it if people like how I dress. Yeah.
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 Okay.
In a friendly way. I think that's.
In a romantic more way, but like in the
Yeah.
beginning, but it builds up.
Friendly, approach, but like
Yeah.
in a romantic sense.
That shit. So, what do you think? You agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have the vibe first, and then you just say something like, "Oh, also, like, I came up to you because you're really pretty, and I was wondering if you'd want to hang out sometime or go out or whatever." That's it.
Like feel the vibe, there has to be like some kind of indication that
Yeah.
she would like be interested, so like eye contact or whatever. Or maybe I know her, or friend of a friend, whatever.
I like to take things a little slow. I don't rush. Rushing kind of scares them off a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you are just kind of bold and confident, but not like super all at once, usually they like to come along for the ride. Obviously don't be all like weird. But you gotta kind of like mess with their head a little bit. Be a little distant.
Little
be a
banter.
distance. Kind of like approach them again. Distance and just kind of back and forth. It's a little bit of like. Obviously, don't play too long of a game, or else they run off. But just like you gotta kind of like almost act as if you have so many other options. It's that mind game, and they want to like come along for the
Fake it
ride.
till you make it.
Yeah, exactly.
Another tip is noticing their appearance and if they had notable tattoos or style on them, like the way they dress, the way they walk, the way they, sit down and pose. You can find all those little skirmishes interesting and cool. So you can just express on those. For FYI, for example, you can truly expand on whatever you find topics they care about. And like the most important of it is talk less. One more time. Talk less. Let her do the talking. The less you speak, the better it will be. She will talk about whatever she's into, and you can just latch onto her topics. And as she explains, and as like you ask her to elaborate, bro, on her responses, and by the end of it, you're the best ever in her eyes. She will just keep yapping and talking about whatever she likes. Like, you can listen to it, and whenever she's done talking about it, she's gonna think like, damn, he actually cares about what I said. I hope you do, but most guys doesn't. But I hope you do. That's just how it works. You just let her talk more, and then you try to transition into getting the number, the Instagram, whatever you work with. All right, moving on. Just to keep this in mind. There are no special techniques. There are basics that you must abide by. In general, you want not to mention your physical attribute. You don't want to be that one guy that just goes in and be like, damn, you fine as hell, or gyat, ma, gyat. You get the idea. Maybe don't do that. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, moving on. You better focus more on a style, tattoos, or vibe she evokes. More of the swagger she got. More of the vibe she got. Like when she walks by, you be looking at her like, damn, she got that walk. I could see myself walking with her. And it just elevates everything. You just gotta see yourself with that person without being weird, respectfully. All right, keep in mind. And to finalize, bro, the field is not the best. It's kind of biased. Like, it really depends on how attractive you are, but you can always rely on the general basics of be confident in yourself and don't let people like talk shit or walk all over you. You can get away with a lot when you're pretty, but when you're not, the field is a bit harder. That's where you kind of have to be funny. But if you're not, learn to be funny, but you're not that cooked, but you just be yourself. There's people for anyone out there. Like, for example, I have a friend, right, and he's like not the most social guy ever, but he be fucking, and you'll be surprised. He be doing crazy shit. Just the other week ago, he was doing some crazy shit, and I was like, before me. But anyways, I don't want to get into too much detail. But that dude is a general. Like, damn, he did some shit. Anyways, good luck, take care, and touch some grass, my nigga. See ya.